Hey y'all, Rob Humphrey here again. I'm here with Anna Peters with Serve Minnesota. Now, we've been talking to a lot of people that do a lot of recruiting of salespeople, marketing, business, technology. I found someone that has a really interesting role. Tell us what you do.
Sure. I am the recruitment and outreach manager for two AmeriCorps programs, Minnesota Reading Corps and Minnesota Math Corps, and we hire up to 1,300 literacy tutors and math tutors that we place in schools, about 800, 900 schools around the state of Minnesota, and we train them to work with kids who are falling behind in either reading or in math. So our challenge as a nonprofit with limited staff and limited resources it's essentially an exposure challenge where we need to inspire over 1,000 people to dedicate a year of service. It's not true employment, but it's not volunteering. It's somewhere in the middle where they're making very, very, very little money, and but they're dedicated to the cause and they want to spend a year helping kids and building their communities. So our challenge, or my challenge as a recruitment manager, is to find strategies that will get the biggest bang for our buck and get the word out to hundreds of communities, in even rural communities where we have a small pool of candidates, to find the right people who are dedicated.
Cool. So you're serving a huge need. I think a lot of people would agree with this. Probably a lot of our leadership here at LinkedIn, that education reform and the next generation of leaders and literacy volunteers is actually super critical to pretty much everything as it revolves around education. So, what are your sort of your tactics or strategies that you're actually utilizing?
Well, I would say our biggest tool in our toolbox is to empower our network. Like I said, we partner with hundreds of schools across the state, and we don't have staff in all of those communities, so we communicate with them about how they can tap into their own communities. For example, who are their retired teachers who might take a year and work with kids on a one-on-one basis, or who are their student teachers who they might not be hiring this next year, who could use a year of professional development. And even stay-at-home parents who have been volunteering at their school. Right. That's a big tool for us to empower our partners and empower the actual tutors that are serving with us as well. So tell their friends and family, tell their former colleagues at their universities. So our biggest strategies are to empower our sites and empower our members. But then beyond that, we also do a lot of college recruitment as well. So the fairs, the online postings, the resume searches is big for us.
Well, there's a lot of these so-called millennials. I'm getting tired of saying it, honestly, but students and recent grads that, hey, they're not getting the jobs that they wanted to get in their field of study or a job at all. Mm-hmm. So maybe being opportunistic that way as well is an idea for sure.
Yeah, definitely. For people who, even if you do know where you want to go with your career, a year of service is a year to transition, get some solid experience on your resume. Even if it's not going to be in education, it's nice to spend a year, give back to your community, and then get $5,600 to pay off student loans, and then dive into whatever field you want to go into.
I love it. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for being here. And we'll be right back.